Hello Internet, I am the hero of Julios once again with another One Piece chapter summary. This week's chapter is chapter 1009, Naraku. If I'm pronouncing that right, I apologize if I botched that. What's funny about this chapter title is Naraku translates roughly to hell. However, there was another chapter of One Piece entitled, I believe it's pronounced Judoku or Judoku. I'm not so great at Japanese. I'm taking lessons on Duolingo, so the owl has been hunting me for the past 100 days. But yeah, not to be confused with chapter 523, Hell. So what was funny was when I read the scanlation, fan translations, they titled it Hell. So I thought, oh wait, they're titling a chapter twice in a row with the same chat. No, nope, nope. So we're good. We're good for now. Although to be fair, after 1,000 chapters, I think Oda's entitled to be allowed to have the same title of 2 chapters. After a while, you're gonna run out of things to title your chapters, I would assume. Anyways, the artwork this week is a color spread. It is the Straw Hats and Little Tama. They're enjoying the snow together. Tama's making little hats to go on statues of the Straw Hat crew. It's really cute. I like it. I do enjoy humoring the theory that Tama and Momonosuke are going to be like the cabin boys of the Straw Hat crew. You know, the little members like the Shanks and Buggy to Roger. This might be a little hint at that. I think that would be cool. But without further ado, let's get into the actual chapter itself. And it starts off right to the gut. I mean, Orochi and the Scabbards they run into each other almost immediately. I mean, it just starts with, Orochi's like, Kinemon! And Kinemon's like, Orochi, what are you doing here? And Fukurokuju is standing there with Orochi, and he goes, my lord, they don't know that you met your demise at the hands of Kaido. Just go on, I will take care of them. And Orochi goes, look how weak they are. Kaido weakened them for me. They're at like 10 HP at most. And so he transforms into his mighty Orochi form, and he stands before them fully formed, and he's ready to kick their butts, and they slice off every single head of his. Or so it would seem. So, apparently, according to mythology, if I'm getting this correctly, the Orochi has 8 heads and 8 tails. But the only way to kill the Orochi is to chop off all 8 heads at once. Kaido sliced off 1 head. My guess is that head grew back, giving Orochi back to his 8. The 9 red scabbards of Odin, minus Ashura Doji and Duke Dogstrom, because the 2 stayed back for respective reasons, means that each scabbard chopped off 1 of 7 heads. Which means Orochi still has 1. Which means those 7 will probably grow back. And Orochi is just going to go from like Kaido to the Scabbards, maybe like Usopp and Nami take him out, I don't know. But eventually he's just going to move down to the totem pole till my guess is he's going to meet his end at the hands of either Kanjuro, who changes his mind for some reason, or, most likely, Momonosuke, Yamato, and Shinobu. The 3 of them will probably fight against Orochi when he's maybe at his weakest or at his, I guess, the most fair fight, because from that single slash, I mean, the Scabbards, they rail into him. They take out the 7 heads, and they just keep walking like absolutely nothing happened. I mean, even Kinemon's like, look, we don't have time for you. God will judge you in hell. Goodbye. And they walk away. Except for Raizo, who sticks around to fight Fukurokuju. The 2 of them make comments about how, the other ones stayed with their respective shogun, and Fukurokuju mentions that he and Raizo were always destined to fight. My guess is to be the leader of the Oniwambashu, maybe? But maybe they have a deeper history than that. I'm hoping, I mean, when it comes to Yamato, when it comes to some of the scabbards who we really didn't get to learn a lot about, especially the flashback about Kaido, I'm hoping a big flashback is going to happen. Maybe like as Luffy is delivering the final punch to Kaido, Kaido just goes, this reminds me of that day. And then we get a nice 30 chapter flashback because Wano is fetching to be the longest arc in all of One Piece history. Move over, Dressrosa, because we got a new big arc in town. Aside from that, the rest of the chapter is about Luffy and the gang. Luffy and his 4 compatriots as they fight against Big Mom and Kaido. It is just as much hell as promised. The chapter transitions to Big Mom and Kaido taking mighty stances together, and Kid and Law and them are staring, and Kid goes, "Hey, Law, you know, we gotta separate these two. You want to just take your devil fruit power and one of them away?" And Law responds with, "Look, dude, if I could do that, it'd have already been done. Their hockey is too strong." So we've heard Smoker say it back during Punk Hazard that, you know, your hockey, Tashigi, stay back, your hockey's not good enough. I guess maybe it's an armament hockey thing that renders you resistant to Trafalgar Law's powers, and then from there you grow. You know, from there you can protect yourself from the initial slash that separates you from your body, or from the initial, you know, getting popped away. Whatever the reason, these two are too strong. Law isn't nerfed, it's just they're too powerful. So it makes sense. It would be way too easy if Law could just pop a Big Mom above the ocean and drop her like a rock, but we'll get to that in a minute. As the two emperors are taking their stances, Kaido goes, "So is your old back gonna be able to handle this?" And Big Mom's like, "Look who you're talking to." And the two of them unleash the same attack we've seen from Dory and Broggy, the same attack we've seen Big Mom do on her own. The translation I saw that I liked is called Ocean Sovereignty. The Viz translation had it as Conquest of the Sea. This is probably the most advanced version of Ikoku Sovereignty that Big Mom does. This is their combo attack. It gets launched. It is so huge. Even Law says there's no way we're going to be able to dodge it. Zoro, knowing we can't dodge, decides to deflect it. And we see the size of this burst blasting past Onigashima. And Zoro hits the ground. Now, he's not dead. We see him get up later in the chapter, and I'll get to that. But this took a lot out of Zoro. Now, we know Zoro can take a ton of damage thanks to our little introduction to Zoro's pain tolerance thanks to Bartholomew Kuma. But these attacks have to be taken seriously. If Zoro takes another hit like that, my guess is he's out. Separating them is now priority 1. And Luffy takes initiative, goes at Kaido, gets ready to hit him with the Red Hawk, and Kaido dodges. For the first time, we have seen Kaido try to dodge an attack. And I found it hilarious, because he dodges and Luffy just goes, "Oh, what's the matter, Kaido? Did you think that was gonna hurt?" Luffy is throwing taunts. Look at this character development. This boy used to just be focused only on hitting his opponent. Now he's throwing one-liners? Unfortunately, Luffy takes a big old hit from Kaido's Ragnarok attack, which didn't look good. We didn't get to see a reaction shot of Luffy taking that hit. We just see, Kaido's Kanabo and slamming Luffy into the ground with it, but needless to say, it hurts. And hopefully Luffy gets back up. I'm gonna say Luffy has to have his hockey back by now, unless he doesn't, in which case that's gonna hurt even more, because Luffy wouldn't have been able to armament and protect himself. But that's the Kaido front. However, the rest of the team decides to take this opportunity to attack Big Mom. Eustace Kid creates this metal box and telling Law, okay, it's ready. Law pops the box over to Zeus and locks him in. So, because Zeus is just is a thundercloud, he's made of lightning, and because of that, the metal box is conducting him and it's keeping him stuck inside. That's one homie down. In the confusion, because now Big Mom realizes she doesn't have Zeus anymore, in the confusion, Zoro gets back up and he dices into Prometheus using Kinamon's Foxfire style. This puts, Prometheus out of commission, because now Big Mom can't fly anymore till Prometheus has to reform, which Zoro doesn't let, because as soon as Zoro cuts him up again, and he's just going to keep at it until, the plan finishes. Finally, Napoleon, Big Mom's third, major homie, gets attacked by Killer. I still don't understand Killer's techniques. He's got like this sonic scythe thing going on, and while I find it very cool, it's kind of hard to explain. Does he like vibrate? Because we know it's not Devil Fruit related, and it's not like we haven't seen non-Devil Fruit skills before. It's just really weird, and I don't know how, but needless to say, it does hurt Napoleon, and it actually it causes the three to call out to Big Mom for help, and before she can even respond, Law and Kid keep at it, and she does manage to get a good hit in on Kid, but that's only as a distraction, because as soon as she hits him, Kid actually wraps her arm in a gauntlet of metal and then repels her with his magnetism. And while she's up there with the iron gauntlet forcing her into the air, Law takes a boulder twice her size and flies it into her. And as soon as it hits her, she gets, like Onigashima's here, and she's just... And the chapter ends with Big Mom looking up, calling to her homies as all three are out of commission, and the only thing below her is the ocean blue. And that's where the chapter ends. Big Mom falling to her doom. Now, Big Mom has fallen into the ocean before, but Onigashima's up in the sky. Without her two flying homies, how's she going to get back up there? My guess is she's not. She's going to be a fight for another day kind of thing. Which, in my opinion, sucks. Big Mom's being done dirty by her opponents right now with the whole, knocked off the waterfall, then, tricked when she had amnesia, and then taken to Kaido by, getting chained up, and it's just been a bad day for Mama. Like, it's been a bad few days for Mama. Robin disrespecting her by just bowling ball her out of the room, and then finally this, just getting knocked down. My guess, though, is that her kids, the Queen Mama Shanter, the boat is down there, and they're gonna catch her, because, of course, there's no way Big Mom's gonna meet an untimely end like this. Either that, or one of her kids has a devil fruit we don't know about, and they're gonna fly her back up. However she gets back up there, I know her kids are down below, and they're gonna do something. It only makes sense, and I'm definitely rambling at this point. However, this does separate the two, and will cause this Kaido fight to, for lack of a better word, be fair. I definitely am looking forward to this. We have a Luffy with no haki. We have an injured Zoro. Kid, Killer, and Law, they have ways of hurting Kaido, but not to the level that Zoro and Luffy can, because Zoro still has Enma, and Luffy's the only one who's mastered Ryuo. This is still a tough fight, ladies and gentlemen, but I am so looking forward to next week's chapter. Thank you for watching as always, and I will see you in the next episode. This is the Hero of Julios, Xing out.